Okay, welcome back again, as promised. So we have now logged into our big ideas. I've entered my login, and it brings me to my class, and this is the view that you will see as a student. Okay, so on top it says Big Ideas Math, tells me what class I'm in, so make sure you're in the appropriate class. So the login I gave you was for class 5. If you're in class 3 or class 5 or class 4 or class 7, like just make sure you are in the correct class here. Okay, Algebra 1, CC 2019, right? And then your username, okay? And okay, so let's go piece by piece. So here's the top piece of this. You can see you could add another class, you could do some settings, you could log out. Nothing really you have to do here at this point. But let's just go through and you could play around with some stuff that we don't get to today, but let's see what we got. So we got the Algebra 1 book. So this is the Algebra 1 book that you're using. Okay, so if you're in Algebra 1, there it is. If you're in a geometry class or a Math 8 class, you'll have your appropriate book, okay? So here's the Algebra 1 book, and let's just do piece by piece, okay? I have Algebra 1, I have some skills. These skills are put in here by the teacher. We have assignments, okay? You can see what kind of assignments. Currently, there are no assignments in progress. Okay, what I'll do maybe is put an assignment in at some point, and then maybe we'll go back and see how to do the assignment. We'll make another short video for that one. And then you have a bunch of resources here, and we'll just touch on a few of these for today. And again, you could definitely explore on your own and see, how to see what all these are all about. All right, so first piece here. So we have Algebra 1. If I clicked on the continue button here, it brings me to a book here. All right, and it's going to bring me to a certain section. So on the top left here, you see the menu button. Okay, and I'm going to click on this menu button, and I want to show you that. I'm going to click back here again, and one more time, and here's all my chapters at a glance. Okay, so here's all the chapters we're going to be working through this year. So I'm going to start with solving linear equations, linear inequalities, graphing, and so on and so on and so on. All right, so this is where you are so far in the menu. If you click on this tab here, this little arrow there, it brings you to a list of everything in chapter 1. Okay, so here's a STEM video that goes with the lesson, and you could go through these all on your own. Proficiency, some practices, and then it goes into section 1.1. Okay, so I'll assign some of these as we go, but here I want to get to the section 1.1. Okay, and I'm going to open this one up, and section 1.1. Okay, so it's got some explorations, objectives and vocab, some core concepts, and then examples, monitoring progress, and so on. It kind of repeats the piece here as you go on to example 2 and so on. So for class purposes, we'll do some of the explorations, and I'll definitely show you what the objectives are. And so we'll play around with all these. We're not going to do every one of these sections every day, okay? But what I do want to do is show you that you have example 1 here. So we're going to be going through all the examples and some homework problems as examples in class to get you guys ready for the entire lesson or understanding the lesson. So the examples that are given to class, again, I will record my examples and so on and post them. However, if you miss an example, or I'm asking you to watch some of these examples prior to coming to class, well, if you click on this example 1 here, notice here's the 2 examples that you have. Now, these are the same exact examples that are in the textbook, right? This is coming directly from the textbook. These examples will be on the slides that I provide. Okay, so here's the 2 examples. And if you notice, if you hover over here, you have this play button here.
Solve each equation.
And what's
Justify
happening,
each step. Check your answer. A. X minus 3 equals negative.
so I'm going to pause there for a second. So this gentleman is going to be working through all these examples that are in here. So there's example 1. If you got example 1, you're like, okay, example 1's fine. I want to try example 2.
Justify each
You
step.
can go to example 2, and he's going to work through all these examples for you.
Negative n divided by
Which is
5
pretty cool.
equals
And
negative
again,
is
I'm just
n
going to
equals
fast forward a little bit here,
negative 15
and you can see exactly what's
pi
happening
x
here. And
equals
again, the textbook is going to mirror this exactly. Okay, so he's working through all these examples. So if you missed my lesson, you're sick, or any other reason you just want to hear the lesson again, the video's not posted, or it's not coming up, there's a video for every example in the textbook. Again, through here. So if I back to my dashboard, once I'm on here, continue, and it will bring me right to there. Okay, it's gonna put you where you left off. Okay, so back to menu, and you could go back and back and back, And then again, you can work on whatever chapter you're working on. Okay, so if you're in chapter 1, you can actually work at your own pace here at this point. If you say, okay, 1.1 is very easy, 1.2 I'm good with, 1.3 the exercises are pretty easy, and you want to get ahead, then you say, what's solve an absolute value equations all about? Okay, I'm not there yet. We'll probably enter that next week, but I want to get a head start. You could go through the explorations, you could go through objectives, you could go right to the example if you want to. And you could go into say, okay, well, what is this all about? And you can watch a video and get a head start. All right, and again, we will be going through these examples again in class. All right, but there is a nice way to get ahead anytime you want. Okay, as you scroll down, all the examples are in here, and then the practice problems are here as well. Okay, so practice problems are down here as well, and exercises 1 through 67. You could do these on your own. However, practice problems are going to be assigned here in their assignments. Okay, so I don't think I'll ever assign you 67 problems for homework. I'll probably tell you to pick and choose some. I'll pick and choose some examples. Maybe I'll say the odds. Maybe I'll say the evens. Maybe I'll just say do some from this section, a couple more from this section. All right, so there's a nice little way to navigate through this book and to get as far ahead as you want, and to revisit any section, revisit any chapter, and then go from there. All right, so there's that first piece here. Okay, the next piece here is the assignments. Again, I will post an assignment and then I'll make another video on how to access the assignment and go from there. But let's see what else is on here. We have some resources. You have some math tools here, which includes some calculators and some stuff like that. Glossary, obviously. Ebook, flashcards, videos, and so on and so on. Okay, I haven't played with the apps button yet. I know this is. You could definitely see this in your on your phone now. Okay. Something else I want to just point out to you guys. If you notice, my zoom right now is at 100%, but I'm always bringing my zoom down to 80%, and I think that's the best window to see the entire screen here. Okay, and I'll show you what I mean by that when I go into my ebook here. Okay, so if you hit, I think on your Chromebooks, if you hit Control and the plus sign will make it bigger, Control minus will make it smaller, so I would go to about 80% on this viewing window. All right, so the next one I want to talk about is the ebook here. I just want to show you a difference. All right, so I'm going to assign you some problems, or you want to take a look at the PDF version of the book. You could look at the book the other way, or you could look at the book in this manner, and this is just the electronic book, and it shows you exactly a little bit of everything here in the chapter, pages 6 and 7, so I could tell you potentially what pages to go to. This is a 2-page view here, all right, and here are some of the problems. So maybe, in lesson 1.1, I might tell you to do 5 through 13 odds, 21 to 30, or 21 to 31, or 21 to 39 odds, and just maybe pick and choose some problems for that particular day. This is on a 2-view version here. If you go to settings, you can actually make it 1 page if you want to. I think I like the 1 page a little better, but that's up to you. Okay, and then you can zoom in as much as you want here, and again, you can go up and down in the book and go from there. Okay, you can easily take a screenshot of something here and then upload it to whatever you want. If you want to do such, something like that. There's some cool things here. You could add notes here. I haven't really played around with that too often, but so just another way to access your workbook there. So flashcards you guys could definitely go into and play around with. Maybe we'll play around with that in class one day. The apps, sure. Skill review handbook. This is just skills, right? It doesn't pertain to the actual textbook, right? It's different skills. And then I think there's some videos of every lesson prior to going into the lesson. This gives you a quick little video of what to expect, and so on and so on. All right, so this is your dashboard page. All right, so we'll stop there. Again, you can play with the rest of it. You can play around with the rest of these things. There's Desmos and the tools. There's calculators. There's probabilities. There's a couple of little things here. This tool paper. You could actually do a graph paper, number line paper. You can actually print these out as PDFs, and then some graphical organizers. That's up to you too. Okay, so some stuff here in the tools section. And again, if you ever want to get back to your home page, Big Ideas Math Home, and that brings you right back to your home page here. All right, so I'm going to stop the video here. Again, we'll give you guys an assignment, and then once we have the assignment, then I'll show you guys how to navigate with the assignment, complete the assignment, submit the assignment, and then and then we'll move forward from there. Alright guys, hopefully this was helpful. See you guys in the next video.